Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another GT Sport video. So, as some of you may or may not know, Esteban Ocon, the Formula 1 driver who currently drives for Renault F1 team, soon to be Alpine, is a big fan of GT Sport actually, and he's currently in this lobby. As you can see, sat in P3 with some other big names in here, so bit of pressure here in this one, but I want to do my best. This was during last night's stream, so I decided to record it as it's a pretty cool thing to do, to race against a Formula 1 driver, so we're going to jump straight into it. The car I've decided to go for is the Volkswagen Beetle, as we like to call it on the stream, the Yeetle. We're going to be starting it in P6. My qualifying time was pretty good this week, I have to say. I'm a big fan. I've managed to get in that time because honestly, when I started doing it, I just didn't think I'd get anywhere near it, but I'm very, very happy to be just in front of Super GT at the moment, but maybe things will change. We'll see as we get this race underway. So we're at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, if I can get the words out. Going through the first corner then, nice and hard on the brakes. The curb's on the right hand side, a little bit of sausage curb in the middle. I always try and get one or two wheels over the curb there, but just slightly missed out. This long right hander here feels like it goes on for absolutely ages, and it's so hard, particularly when you need to put your foot down. But I believe there's a little bit of dirt on the right hand side, like a patch, and when you put your foot down there, that's probably the perfect spot. Going through turn 4 then, Respol, really again a long right hander into this banked left hander, turn 5. It's a nice little corner that, I do enjoy that corner. It's probably the only really good corner on this track, to be fair. It's not very enjoyable, this track, in my honest personal opinion anyways. I've been here before in real life and I just didn't think it was fantastic. The racing in Formula 1 cars especially is not great. It's just there's not enough opportunities to overtake. It's kind of similar in this race, to be fair. In Group 3 cars it does lead to some really, really good racing, but overtaking opportunities are few and far between, as first and second have a little bit of a come together there. So you can see Esteban Ocon is currently P3 right now. I'm currently P6. Not losing the pack up ahead, but I will say this was my first time going in the Yeetle, and I decided to choose the Yeetle because Williams B Racer set a I can't remember quite what the time was, but it got him in P2 in the top 10 of the leaderboard, so I was interested to see just how quick this thing was, and it wasn't bad. It was not bad at all as we go through the last chicane there, turn 14, 15 and then turn 16 here as we complete our first lap of this video. Steady, no real mistakes. It's exactly what we need if we're going to try and challenge a Formula 1 driver, if that's something. I can't even believe I've just said that sentence, to be fair. Absolutely ridiculous. You see, he's had a little coming together with P3 there, and is he going to get the position now? I think the Citroen might just have it. Oh no, okay, he's gone wide. So Ocon's managed to get his position back in P3. And you can see the Spaniard is going to attack the other Spaniard. But you can see Steve right behind me, Super GT. He's looking for the move. I'll try and go defensive, but he's seen the opening and he's taken it, and he's just up the inside there. We're going to be fighting side by side as we go through turn 4, but I'm going to have the inside. Hello, Taylor Swift. I'm going to have the inside of turn 5, and that's a nice move actually. Steve almost got it there, but I've just managed to hold on to the position. That's a little warning sign. So it gets skip ahead now to lap 3. You can see P4 has got a slight penalty there, so he's going to serve this. And this is where things kind of go to pot for a little bit here. So I kind of got distracted by the guy on the right hand side, and I just absolutely destroy that guy on the inside, and then I brake to let him go, and then I'm just a barrier for many people, and I give the Spaniard there a 5-second penalty, and I just felt like the biggest idiot for doing that. I felt so bad, and I think you guys would have seen it on the stream as well. I did apologise, and I thought I took out this Spaniard behind me, so that's why I slowed right down before I crossed the line for the end of the first race. I thought that was all my fault, which it was. But I got the wrong guy, so I slowed down and let some random guy beat me, unfortunately. But next race, straight away for redemption. I wanted redemption, and I saw the guy in the lobby, so I straight away sent him a message saying, "I'm so sorry for the last race, dude," which he came back to and said, "No worries, have a good race." So yeah, fantastic, great sportsmanship. So thank you for that, mate. Appreciate that. Hold my hands up. Absolutely bottled it. Bottle job, Ollie. Basic bottle job for that race, but it doesn't matter. We're in the Scooby now for this next race, and the Subaru Impreza is something I do get along with. It is one of my favourite cars, and it's what I set my qualifying time in. So I'm hoping this race here should be an absolute belter for us. So now the warm-up's complete, which is not really much of a warm-up, to be fair, because I didn't actually get out the car. We're going to get this race underway. So I'm going to be starting in P3 this time. We've got a Spaniard sat in P1, and we think I've got someone else in P2 as well. I think it might be another Spaniard. So yeah, Catalonia then. Just not a great track for this, if I'm being completely frank. But I do, thankfully, Gran Turismo Sport, being the game that it is, does promote good racing regardless of what track you're on, I believe, anyway. So there we go, starting P3 then. We've got a different guy behind us. We've got ARC. I believe that is the flag of Denmark. If someone wants to correct me on that, I'm sure they will. There's a lot of Brits in here as well, actually. I've just noticed that. Look at that. There's five Brits just on the screen there, and then we've got 2 Spaniards in front of us. So let's get this race underway. Race 2 of the video. Again, just want to get this first lap underway, and, you know, not make any mistakes, because we've got a real chance here of getting a podium. Now, I'll admit Ocon's not in this one, but stay tuned, because he does appear again, so don't worry about that. So we're going to brake just at the 100-metre board on the left-hand side. There we go, 2 wheels on the curb on the inside that time, on the sausage curb, just where I like the Subaru to be. Surprising that the Subaru is actually quite good here, because it was in the top 10. I think it did a, I think it's a 44.2 or 3 it did. And I did 0.5, so they're only 2 tenths off the fastest time possible in a Subaru, so I was really happy with that time, and that's why I've managed to get myself up so high on this race, which is awesome to see. So yeah, first lap underway, lap 5, corner 5, nice and smooth. You've got to be really gentle on the throttle as you exit that corner. Really easy to make a mistake in an MR car or any type of car that you're in, to be honest. Through this corner here, really easy to get a corner cutting penalty if you go with 4 wheels over the white line. It's quite easy to do, because the corner just kind of falls away, so it's a very easy thing to do to get the corner cutting penalty as we go on the back straight, I suppose you'd call this, the back straight. So you've got to make sure you brake as the sector time pops up. If you've braked after that, you brake too late, and I learned the lesson the hard way in the first race, but it's time for redemption in this one, so we'll do our best. So we've still got Super GT behind us. We've dropped him a little bit, which is a rare thing to say in this day and age, but we take that corner there, probably taking too much off the curb on the right side. This is what I love about the Scooby though, going through this sector, this last chicane, which I don't think anyone likes. I really don't think anyone likes. Let me know in the comments if you do actually like it, but yeah. Anyways, went through there. The Scooby's really good around there, and that's why I really like it, and it just smashed that corner. So again, we skip to lap 3 now, and you can see I've got an absolutely awesome launch thanks to the awesome exit of the Scooby on that chicane. I put them all the way to the right hand side, and then I kind of go around the outside late on the brakes, because the Scooby's good on the brakes, get that moved in, absolutely awesome, nice move around the outside of turn 1, and that promotes us up to P2 now. So we've got to make sure now, because we're going to be on the defensive. I would like to push, but I don't think, if I'm being completely honest, I hold my hands up, I don't think we've quite got the pace of the Spaniard up ahead. He's been really good in that Citroen. Citroen's a car I didn't really think would be any good, but it is surprisingly, which took me by a massive surprise. I really didn't think it would be decent here. I'm not a massive fan of the Citroen, I have to say. I've said it many a times. It's not a nice car to drive, in my opinion, especially with the tyre wear. As soon as you add tyre wear, just no chance. Just don't like it at all. I think it's maybe because it's an MR car, but because it's an MR car, normally the rear tyres are really important to look after. Even in this Citroen up ahead, if you look after the rear tyres, it still wants to kill you, whereas the NSX and cars like the Audi R8 seem to be a lot better. Okay, a lot of oversteer there. So as you can see there was a little bit of a moment. It looks like Super GT's moved himself up to P3 now. So we're going to go through the chicane once more. Again, 2 wheels on the curb, braking under the shadow there, 2 wheels on the curb on the left hand side and on the right. So you're going to see here the difference between myself and Steve as soon as we get on the straight, and this is one of the issues you've got with the Subaru. So I was 7 tenths cleared. Now we get on the straight. Now within 7 tenths, Steve Super GT has got the slipstream. Now just look at the gap as I keep checking behind myself. By the time we get to the end of the straight and the braking point, he's within 2 tenths, and you can see him on the radar. That is a massive amount of time. He's gained half a second on me on the straight. That is a ridiculous amount. So we've got to keep our head down now, keep cool, calm, collected, and let's see if we cross the finish line and get ourselves a P2. Okay, so let's line up turn 4 then once more, braking just before the shadow underneath. I'll get a little bit of oversteer there and understeer at the same time. The handling characteristics of the Scooby can be a little bit problematic, shall we say. Braking hard on the right hand side, getting the car tucked into the left. Deciding to stay in third gear for that one because I didn't really want to risk going in second gear, putting the foot down, losing the rear end. This is all about keeping this position now, and it's not an easy track to overtake as I've mentioned before, so I'm not too worried about not getting a good exit as such. I just want to make sure I don't make a mistake. So we go through here, a one wheel as such or two touching the sausage curb on the inside. That's absolutely fine. I keep to the left hand side here. I can defend as much as I can. Steve is right up my arse there. Decides to go to the left hand side, given the tiniest gap, but he brakes a little bit too late, and I managed to get the not the undercut as such, but I managed to get the switchback. Nice move in the end, actually, to be fair, to get the switchback there. Steve just slightly outbraked himself and probably broke at the absolute perfect point there if I wanted to get that done. Defensively, worked a treat, and we've just got the chicane to get through now. So we go through the chicane, go for the left-hand curb, right-hand curb there, two wheels on the left-hand curb, just trying to avoid the yellow sausage curb there, and that should just be enough there to cross the line. A little bit of redemption, we get ourselves a P2. So a nice little podium in this video, which is what I wanted to see, to be honest with you. When I was doing the stream last night, I wanted a good result. I was annoyed with myself for bottling it when Esteban Ocon was in there. So you can see that was two races over. Now we're going to go into race 3, and Ocon actually is starting in P1 on this one, folks. So his time of a 44.1 is incredibly quick. That is, honestly, he was a top 10 time. I think he was 9th in EMEA when he set that time. So that's quite something. So on the stream, we decided to go for a Hyundai Genesis because I have raved about this car and how good it is. So nothing really happened. I just kept the pressure on these guys until this guy had a penalty. And I honestly, this was just such a big fail from me. I hit this guy and yep. Just felt like such an idiot. Got myself a 1 second penalty, thoroughly deserved. Yet again, in a lobby where I wanted to prove myself, just absolutely bottled it. Absolute bottle job. Just honestly, if you watch the stream, you can see my face. But I just want to go over this quickly. Look, so I braked before the guy that I hit on that race. So I was braking a good, I don't know, only a couple of meters, but I was braking well before him, and I still managed to hit him. And I'm not quite sure. So he only brakes about there, and I'm just like, how on earth have I still managed to go into the back of him? Just frustrating, really, and I slowed right down. I had to let him go. Ridiculous, but yeah. Fingers crossed on this one, we can get ourselves a win. So we're going to skip ahead then. So this is race 4, Pop-O-Matic, the Spaniard in front of us in the Audi R8. He's had the better of us in this video so far. We're going to see if we can launch an attack on him here, and we're going to see if we can actually get the win, finally, that we need for this video, or want, I should say. We've got a podium. We bottled it twice against Ocon, but we'll see if we can get the win against the Spaniard in this race. So again, braking hard. You'll see on the left-hand side on the straight, there's like a little black border. I think that's probably where they show the flags, if there's a yellow flag or whatnot on the electric boards. I brake just there, keep the brake hard, and then go to right-hand side over the curb. These set of corners here, as I go try and go past the Spaniard. I thought I'd try and dummy him, go left and then go quickly go right hand side and out brake him, but I have discovered that the brakes on the Audi R8 are exceedingly good. Now I thought the brakes on the Scooby were good, but the brakes on the Audi R8 seem to be just as good, so my braking advantage is pretty much non-existent in this one. But here in this lobby, we've just got this guy in front of us to worry about. We've managed to drop the guys behind us, so it's all about, again, keeping my composure and seeing if we can get this race finished and see if we can get ourselves P1. You can see the guy behind us eventually got himself a penalty, which is going to help us out a lot, to be fair, because he could have easily started putting us under pressure and we start attacking this bloke. But yeah, he's got the penalty, and that's going to give us a bit of breathing space. He's got 2 seconds behind us now. So once again, head down, just concentrating on this guy in front of us. The Audi R8 then, for this track around Catalonia, massive favourite among people. It seems that the MR cars are really strong here because we're forced to the hard tyres, and MR cars seem to cope with that the best. FR cars or anything like that, they really struggle, so MR cars are the best. Anyways, as you can see, I've got an absolutely awesome launch out of the chicane once more. We go side by side with the Audi. We set a 45.3, which is a pretty good race pace, I would have thought. But unfortunately, you know, top end wise, I couldn't quite match it as I am in the Scooby. It has one of the worst top ends for a Group 3 car. And again, like I said, the Audi R8 has such good brakes. Normally, if you're in a Scooby, you're feeling quite confident going into a braking zone, but unfortunately, the Audi R8 is just a little bit too strong. So we can't really mount a challenge on the end of that straight. But we'll go around again and we'll see if we can do something else. Let's just see if we can force the Spaniard into a little bit of a mistake. So that turn there, and that turn 4, really difficult to get right, because if you put your foot down, you'll get a mixture of oversteer and understeer. It's really bizarre. And the rear end steps out, but then you've still got understeer. It's really strange. If you go around this track this week, you'll know exactly what I mean. 2 wheels on the curb on the left-hand side. It just means I can put my foot down in a straight line smoother as I go through turn 8. And that actually, talking about being smooth through turn 8, because he wasn't, the Spaniard in front of me, he's going to get himself a half-second penalty. Now, I'm annoyed with myself because of the way I've raced in the races against the Formula 1 driver that was in it, and I don't want to win this race purely because of a half-second penalty. Alright, that's not how I want to go. I want to win this race on merit. I want to be, because I said I'm the faster driver and I won it on merit, and I was because I deserved to win it, not because of a half-second penalty. Yes, he does deserve it because he cut the track, but you want to beat the guy on track. You don't have to rely on a penalty to beat someone. So as we go through the chicane, and we're going to start this last lap, so we go through turn 16, and I'm going to have to launch an awesome attack on this guy. Again, I've got the slipstream, probably at the perfect range here. If you're too close, by the time you pull out of it, the Audi's going to have me at the top end. So I get all the slipstream I potentially can, go to the left-hand side, I commit to it this time, and I brake as late as I possibly can, keep it nice and tight, and just leave the Audi nowhere to go. Awesome move around the outside. Not many overtaking opportunities you've got around this place, but turn 1 is certainly one of the best ones. So we do that, and I keep my head cool as I do the move, because it's so easy to miss your braking point through turn 1. It's ridiculous. So I managed to nail that, thankfully, through turn 4 once more. Restful is the name of the corner. Go over, all the way over to the left, then to the right hand side. As soon as you hit the curb, hit the brakes nice and hard, tuck it into the left hand side. I'm going to go in second gear this time. I'm feeling confident in the Scooby. I feel like I've got the confidence now. Now I managed to get ahead. I don't know if there was another penalty behind us there. I think it was someone else's. Got another penalty. There we go. So making sure we don't go 4 wheels over the white line, otherwise we will get a penalty. Braking at the end of the curb there, or just letting go in the throttle. Hitting the sausage curb on the inside ever so slightly. Powering out through this here. So we've just gone through turn 9, down this back straight, getting ourselves ready for turn 10. Nice and hard. Braking as soon as the sector time comes up any later, and I will be ruining someone else's race yet again, including my own. A nice little gap actually, because the Spaniard actually did get another penalty and he served it, and it's actually the Brit that's behind us now. So we've got a nice comfortable gap here. So all we have to do now is just bring this home. So braking under the board once more, through the chicane here, 2 wheels over the sausages, no one really cares. The corner cutting penalties on here is a little bit bizarre. Through the chicane you can kind of take the mick, and that's exactly what I did. We're going to cross the line in this video to finally get ourselves a P1. Thoroughly deserved, I think. We didn't have to rely on the penalty, which is absolutely awesome. It's a shame I couldn't do it when Ocon was here, but yeah, bit of redemption, I guess. But there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hopefully next time if I meet him in a race, I won't absolutely bottle it. But yeah, fingers crossed, eh? Anyways, if you did enjoy the video, as always, please like, subscribe to the channel, and thank you everyone this year for the support already. It's been absolutely awesome. So take care, have an awesome week. Ta-da.